periodic reports. Before periodic reports, okay, we had discussed. Okay, before trying to know about periodic reports, see this question. How do you learn about the status or health of the organization? It means, how do you learn about the condition of the organization? What condition the organization has? How do you learn about this? So, for a while, think of this question. How do you learn about the present condition of the organization, of any organization? How do you learn it? So, it is periodic reports through which you can know about, you can learn about the current, the present condition of any organization. Okay. Okay, see. So, periodic reports can be weekly, it can be monthly, it can be quarterly, that is at every 3 months. It can be semi-annually, that is at 6 months. It can be annually also, that is 1 year. Okay, so simple example, say, that is in business organization audit report. That is every year that report is prepared, audit report. So that very audit report is the periodic report, and it presents the condition of the organization, what condition the organization has, and what are the challenges, what are the difficulties that the organization is facing. From that audit report, it can be easily known, isn't it? So that is, audit report is a kind of periodic report, that is of the whole year, that is what condition the organization has. Okay, so through which challenges the organization, that is what are the challenges that the organization faced, isn't it? So all this is described by that very report. Okay, so that is a periodic report. See, so periodic reports explain accomplishments for all projects of a work group or of an entire organization over a specified time period. Now, suppose you are appointed manager, you are made manager of certain organization, and let's say you run that organization for 6 months. You run the organization for 6 months. Okay, so for 6 months you have been made manager. Suppose for 6 months you have been made manager, right? Now, that is at the first 3 months. At the first 3 months, so that is, what are the things that you have improved in the organization? So that you can include in periodic report. What are the challenges that you have faced during the period of 3 months? You can mention all these in periodic reports. Okay, so from this report, the authorized person or the people can easily know so what improvements you have done, and what are the challenges you have faced. That can be known by that periodic report. Okay, so periodic reports can be weekly, monthly, quarterly, semi-annually. Okay, and business and non-profit organizations use periodic reports to inform shareholders. So business organization prepare this report in order to give information to the shareholders, to the clients, to vendors, then donors and employees, okay, of the organization's accomplishments and challenges. So what are the things the organization has completed? What are the tasks the organization has completed? What are the challenges the organization has faced during the completion of those tasks? Isn't it? So all these things are mentioned in periodic report. So by using periodic reports, the organization can give information to the shareholders, clients, vendors, donors, and employees of the organization accomplishment and challenges. Vendors means what? That is one who supplies different materials, products to the organization. That is called vendor. Okay, so by using this report, that is of the whatever task the organization has completed, what are the challenges organization has faced. About all this, the organization can give information to the shareholders, to the clients, customers, vendors, other donors, and employees. So to write periodic report, see, that is consider all activities and accomplishment of the organization for the specified time period. So if you are preparing the periodic report of 3 months, or if you are preparing the periodic report for 1 month, then there you have to consider all the activities and the tasks that the organization has completed. So here one example is given: fiscal year, we say Arthik Varsha, isn't it? Arthik Varsha. That is at the end of your fiscal year, every organization has to prepare the report and submit, isn't it? So that is you can say periodic report. So such as the academic year, which often runs from July 1 through June 30. Okay, so we have fiscal year from in our country, fiscal year begins from, that is Shravan 1st, and then it ends next year, that is in Ashad. Okay, so every organization at that time prepare periodic reports and submits, isn't it? So while preparing this kind of report, you have to focus on the needs of the audiences. I mean, readers' needs. What are the needs of the readers? What they want, that must be clear to you. And whatever task you are going to present in periodic report, all the tasks should be presented in order. All the tasks should be presented systematically, scientifically, so that everything will be crystal clear there in the periodic report. And the people whom you want to give information won't have any kind of confusion. Okay, so that's why you have to organize the tasks properly. Whatever tasks you are going to describe, you have to include all those tasks in proper order. Organize, so the reader can find important information easily. And this very organization of the task is important simply because of the fact that the reader wants information from that periodic report easily. So yeah, when written for an internal reader, see, periodic report can be prepared for internal reader, periodic report can be prepared for external reader, right? So if you prepare periodic report for the internal reader, it means in whatever organization you are involved, in whatever organization you have a job, if you prepare periodic report for the manager or for the managing director of the same organization, then the reader will be internal. Your reader will be internal reader. So in this case, the very periodic report can be prepared in the format of memo writing. You have already practiced memo format. In the memo format, this periodic report is prepared. If the reader of your report is the internal one, it means within the same organization, in whatever organization you have a job, within the same organization you are submitting that report. Okay, then you have to use memo format. Clear? And if the reader of your periodic report is external, right, that is outside the organization, you are going to someone, then there you can prepare this report in letter format. Okay, so here you have when written for an internal reader, a short periodic report may be formatted as a memo. For an external reader, the report may be formatted as a letter. Now, so when you prepare periodic report, what to write in introduction, what to write in body part, what to write in conclusion, these are given here. See, for the introduction, in the introduction part, what you have to do, the briefly presents the highlights of the report in the introduction part. I mean, main topics, main ideas of the report. So briefly presents the main ideas, highlights, main points of the report in the introduction. And see, mention each ideas included in a major heading. That is, you use different headings and subheadings different topics and subtopics in the periodic report. So in each major heading, whatever main idea is there, you take that main idea, present that main idea in the introduction part from each major heading. Suppose you have used 10 major headings, right? And or that is those 10 major headings have subheadings also. Okay. Then under each major heading, what is the most important idea? You take that most important idea, put that idea in the introduction. This you have to do. Okay. Also state the reporting period in the introduction. You also have to mention the reporting period, whether it is annually or quarterly, or that is weekly or monthly. What is that? That you have to mention reporting period. The time reporting period means the time for which the document describes activities or progress. Is it that you are going to submit 3-month periodic report? Is it that you are going to submit that is semi-annually periodic report? So what is that? You have to mention. And during that period, whatever activities that is the organization has completed, you have to mention all those activities there. And what are the challenges, that also you have to mention in that periodic report. Then in the body part, compose a section for each activity, category, or type of work undertaken during the reporting period. So during the period of 6 months, if you are going to prepare semi-annually in a periodic report, then during the period of 6 months, whatever tasks you have completed, categorize the tasks. Okay, categorize the tasks. And then what you do, especially in the body part, categorize the task for the body, compose a section for each activity. Okay, and for each category, that you have to prepare one section in the body part. Okay, so each section will describe each category. Clear? Or type of work undertaken during the reporting period, with section headings and sometimes subheadings. And whatever category you are going to describe, in that category, you can use headings, you can use main topics, you can use subtopics as well. Okay. And while doing this, you can include topics and subtopics from most important to least important. First, you have to mention the most important topics and subtopics, and then you have to mention the least important topics. So this should be the order from most important to least important. You will mention most important topics, okay, and subtopics, then less important topics and subtopics. This should be the order there in the body part. So here, example is given, one example here given. So what are the points that you include? For example, here, for instance, the monthly activity report of a US Navy recruiter, that is Navy recruiter, that is shipping jahaj, US Navy recruiter might include the following work areas and headings. So if that Navy recruiter who work there at sea, isn't it? So that if Navy recruiter prepares the periodic report, then the Navy reporter can use these headings. See what is given: job fairs, school-based meetings, office conference, public speaking events. Under each heading, the recruiter can also describes from most to least important. Okay, so this is the order. That is job fairs. He will talk about job fairs first. Then school-based meeting, different meetings. About different meetings he will discuss. Office conference, about different conference he will discuss. About different public speaking event he will describe. Okay, these are the things. Okay, it's easy. So then in the conclusion part, see, and here, so after this, in the rest of the report, the recruiter may note problems encountered. And during this period, whatever problems the recruiter faced, Navy recruiter faced, those problems are also mentioned. Okay. Now, in the conclusion part, what you have to do, highlight any key ideas and refer to the next report. It means, so in the conclusion part, of all the important ideas, you select a few important ideas, 2-3 important ideas, and mention those important ideas in the conclusion part. Okay, this you have to do. There may be a lot of important ideas. Of all those important ideas, which ideas are pivotal, which ideas are most important, you select, that is a few most important ideas, 2 3 most important ideas, write those important ideas in the conclusion. This you have to do. So here, periodic report in memo format given, clear. And then here, I think, yes, periodic report in memo format, it is given here, sample. And here what you can do, see, check for accuracy, right? Whatever you write, that must be accurate, especially whatever data you are going to use, that must be correct. Whatever names you are going to mention, that must be correct. Then another is use lists. You can also mention the list. You can present the things in listing form also. Then here, divide long discussion into paragraphs. That is, don't write in a single paragraph. That is, I have already told you, you are going to write, according to the category. So for each category, one particular section you have to write, and that section can be divided into several paragraphs according to headings and subheadings. Clear? So divide long discussion into paragraphs. The sample, from the sample, it will be clear to you when you read this. Periodic report writers should not include their opinions. So this is a report, this is a kind of report, and I have told you, in a report you cannot give your personal opinions. You have to mention the facts. Only the facts are presented. So providing periodic reports, report writers should not include their opinions, instead providing facts and allowing readers to draw their own conclusion. So you have to present facts only. You can't give your opinions, isn't it? And on the basis of facts, the readers can draw their own conclusions. So your task is to present the facts only. Your task is not to express your personal opinions. They are in periodic report. So here, what you do, see, then we have, progress report and periodic report and progress report, very similar. So here, this is memo report, that is in memo format. This periodic report in memo format. See, so how to write it. So that is, you will make a box first, okay, as it is given here. Then at the top, 2-line gap. Then you will write memorandum. I mean, see, so you will read it at home, isn't it? Just let me tell you about line gap. Line gap matrim once, right? Okay. Did you understand? Are you following?
Yes, sir.
I tell you about the line gap only. See, so what you will be doing, you will make a box, right? After the box is ready, at the top you leave 2-line gap, double space you can leave, no problem. Double space you can leave, right? And then you write memorandum on the left side. On the left side, you write memorandum, and below memorandum, you leave 2-line gap. Below memorandum, 2-line gap. Here 2-line gap, okay, and then here 2-line gap. That is actually when you write in a liner copy, this space is already given. This space is given. You space to diye gayi huncha ni. Okay, upper space. So you leave that space. It's okay. And from where the line begins, there you write memorandum on the left side. And then you leave 2-line gap. Then you leave 2-line gap. Okay. And then what you do, you write 2, then 1-line gap, from, 1-line gap, date, 1-line gap, subject, 1-line gap. Clear? And then here, after each paragraph, okay, 1 gap, and after each topic also 1 gap. You leave. That you have to do. Keep in mind. Okay. So here, this upper space is already given on page. Every page has this upper space. You leave this space, and then from where the line begins, there you write memorandum on the left side. Below memorandum, you leave 2-line gap. How many line? 2 lines gap. Okay. two-line gap here. Then you write to, one-line gap, from, one-line gap, date, one-line gap, subject, one-line gap. And then after each paragraph, you will leave one gap. And when you write any topic or subtopic, so below topic or subtopic, also you leave one-line gap. Topic ko तल पनि एक line gap दिने. Clear? Okay. In each you do this. Okay. And then when you close it, then leave two-line gap and close the box. Two-line gap and then close the box. This is the way periodic report is prepared. And here, what you have to do, say, in to whom you are writing, to whom you are writing, write the name. For example, here, Miss Helen Uten, and who is she, comma, advisor in the same organization. That is, it is memo in the format of memorandum. That means you are submitting this memo report within the organization. So Miss Helen Uten is advisor. From, so here you have to write your name, okay, and you are a student intern, okay, and then here date given, date, that is March 5, 2020, okay. Then here you have subject, and what is the subject given here? Job shadowing or radiologic technologist at Grove Park Hospital. At Grove Park Hospital, it is about a job shadowing or radiologic technologist. What is job shadowing? What is job shadowing? That is, in a certain organization, you follow a person, and you follow a person, how he or she does the work. You observe everything, and from that, you learn the things. Okay, from his or her doing the activities there, you learn about that profession. Suppose certain person is, let's say, coordinator, or certain person is a receptionist, isn't it? You follow that coordinator, right? You follow that coordinator for certain period. Let's say for 15 days, you follow that, coordinator, or for 1 month, you follow that coordinator. You observe whatever he or she does. JJ Kamgar's organization, you observe everything. And from that, you learn about that particular profession. Okay. So this is called job shadowing. Okay. So during that period, whatever Miss Helen Uten learned, okay, so she has mentioned all these things here. Periodic report. Is it clear? So here, subject, below subject, one line gap, and then here, first paragraph, this is introduction, okay, and from this topic, that is main body, and then the last one here, conclusion. Okay, up to researched reports, all these are in main body, because main body is the longest part, it is the biggest part, all the things related to the report are explained there. Conclusion will be brief, and introduction part will be brief. Is it clear? In introduction, let's read the introduction, how interesting it is. Let's read. February, give what is given here? Give highlights of entire report. And highlights, important topics you include. See, February has been a productive period in my second month of job shadowing. Isn't it? This is the second month, February. Second month of job shadowing, Miss Leticia Garcia. And who is she? That is radiologic technologist, where? At Grove Park Hospital. The month was filled with action and variety. I observed work. What work? I observed work in the neonatal intensive care unit, the MRI, that is magnetic, all of you know, resonance imaging section, and the radiologic lab. In addition, I completed one of the 3 research papers required for earning academic credit. Now, so just the highlights given here, and now here about each highlight you can see the that is paragraphs are given. Neonatal intensive care unit. Then next one here MRI section given, MRI section, and then what is given, a radiologic lab. Then see here you have radiology lab, and then what is the next topic included here, 3 research reports. Okay, then here you can see okay, radiology lab, and after this researched reports. Okay, so whatever main topics you have included, you have described in the main body part, mention all those main topics in the introduction, isn't it? Introduction. And then about each main topic you give the details in the body part. Did you understand? Huh? How many main topics given here? That is neonatal intensive care unit 1, MRI section 2, and then here radiology lab 3, research reports 4, isn't it? All these 4 topics are included here, are mentioned here, isn't it? And about the same topics here details are given. So this is the way you are going to prepare periodic report, isn't it? And then read the conclusion. In the conclusion part, that is look forward to the next report and meeting. And here you also have to refer to the next report or next meeting, isn't it? What will be the next report? That also you have to refer to some extent here. And here of all those important ideas, you have to mention a few most important ideas in the conclusion. So let's see how it is written. That also you see. That is in the body part, it's easy. You can write the details. Introduction, we have discussed that also easy. Okay. Whatever points you have explained here, all those topics you mentioned there in introduction finished. Okay. In conclusion, see how it is written. Okay. My experience with Garcia in February were worthwhile and exciting. Now, here you can give your response. This is the response of the writer. So writer was involved in job shadowing. It means that is, say he or she, Miss. So she was following. See, O Jensen, our he or she, our Kyo. Okay, whatever is there. Okay, so the writer followed Miss Helen Uten, right? And what kinds of activities, what kinds of job he completed during that period, and that is by following her, he learned about that particular profession. The profession ko bare mein seekh you. So now in the conclusion, the writer is giving experience. Okay, so my experience, his or her experience, my experiences with Miss Garcia in February were worthwhile and exciting. So here the word worthwhile, that is very valuable and exciting. Okay, so this is the writer's response. Okay, so this way you can use. I mean, before conclusion, you are not allowed to give your opinions. Apno bichar dine hoina. You have to present the facts. Whatever you saw, whatever you observed, write your observation as it is. Observe gare to lekh do. You are not allowed to give your opinions there. But here, in conclusion, you can give your response. So your response will be your opinion. Okay. So response. So were worthwhile and exciting. In fact, after observing technologists use several types of equipment, I have found that my greatest interest is in ultrasound. Now, again, it is another opinion, another response. Actually, the writer observed how technologists use several types of equipment. And from that observation, the writer became interested in ultrasound, right? So I am considering work in that area as a career goal. So now he is interested, the writer is interested in ultrasound. He found himself interested in ultrasound. So now he want to make it, he wants to make it his career goal. When we meet next, now here referring to the next report. Now it is given, when we meet next. It means when the writer meets Garcia. So when we meet next, I'd like to discuss the educational requirements for such a career and the possibility of shadowing someone during the spring semester who works solely with ultrasound. So here, what the writer is mentioning, the writer is giving reference, to the next meeting, next report. So that's why here, what is given, when we meet next, I'd like to discuss the educational requirements for this job. What are the educational requirements? What should be the educational qualifications for this job, ultrasound? So, that is the possibility of shadowing someone. And he also, the writer also wants to again, also wants to shadow someone, follow someone during the spring semester who works only with ultrasound. So again, the writer wants to follow someone who works with ultrasound, because again, by following him or her, he will learn about ultrasound a lot. Okay, he will have more knowledge then. So in the conclusion part, that is, give your response, and out of all those things, all these are your findings. You to sabai ke bhayo? Findings bhayo ni. That is, you observed. That is, the writer observed. Miss Uten. The writer observed, Miss Uten. No. The writer observed Miss Leticia Garcia. And on the basis of this, the writer is preparing the report, and that report he is submitting to Miss Helen. Isn't it? Actually, he observed different person, Miss Leticia Garcia. And then he is submitting this periodic report to different person of the organization, Miss Helen Uten, advisor. Okay. So here you have to give the most important idea plus response, and then referring, you have to refer to the next report and meeting. So this is the way you have to complete. Do you have anything to ask here? केही छ सोध्ने? पुकार उप्रेती?
No, sir.
Okay. Did you understand about line gap? तिमी भन त पुकार, line gap कहाँ कति हो भन त?
माथि सुरुमा दुईटा स्पेस, त्यस पछाडि मेमोरेन्डमको तल एउटा स्पेस.
पुकार.
Yes,
so this space is already given on a page, every page has this upper space.
Yes. Yes.
From where the line begins, जहाँबाट line सुरु हुन्छ, there you write memorandum. Clear?
Yes, sir.
And then you leave two line gap. हैन? किनकि यो स्पेस त सबै पेजमा हुन्छ नि. हैन? सबै पेजमा हुन्छ upper space. हैन? अनि from where the line begins, there you write memorandum, then two line gap. त्यसपछि के गर्ने? After this,
after that, one line gap into from date and subject, and then one line gap, and then start that passage, and then one line gap, and then start another one line gap.
After each paragraph, one gap. Yes. And after each topic also, you leave one gap. Example, neonatal intensive care unit given. Actually, this is highlighted here. That's why line is not left, but you will write everything in your copy. So in order to make it that is visible, what you do, after the topic, you leave one gap.
Yes, yeah. Sir. Yes, sir. And at the end, two line gap and close the table.
The box. Yes, good. And here, if it goes to another page, Actually, on the first page, page number is not required. पहिलो page ma page number चाहिँदैन. You can see in book also, whenever any chapter, new chapter begins, isn't it? On from whatever page the new chapter begins, on that page, page number is not given. Clear? The book ma pani huncha. हेर्ने. So here you don't have to mention page number, and if it goes to second page, another page, then see. So here, as it is given here, you write page 2, and then here date, same date. What date here? March 5, 2020. The same date you have to write here. That is on the right side date, in the middle page 2, and then on the left side, to whom you are submitting. So Miss Helen Uten, Miss Helen Uten. So you write the name Miss Helen Uten. Clear? On another page, on the left side, the name of the recipient. In the center, page 2. If it goes to second page, on the right side, date. And after each 2-line gap, here below this 2-line gap, and then you will write this. Did you understand?
Yes, sir. Yes.
Okay. So one more thing I want to tell you, that is you have to write the details. You have to write the topics and subtopics, okay, from most important to least important. And in the last, before starting to write conclusion, before conclusion, before writing conclusion, that is in the last part of main body, you have to write problems. So that's why here what is given? Notes and explains problem area. So problem area you have to write. Okay, here problem area given. So what are the problems you find? Because in periodic report, we must include these two things. One, the accomplishment, whatever you have completed, which tasks you completed, KK task complete garyo, that you write. And then second part, problems, whatever challenges.
This class will end in 10 minutes. This class will end in 10 minutes.
You understand? So first you have to write the tasks that you have completed. That is neonatal intensive care unit. So the task, completed task. MRI section, this is the completed task. And then here what is given? Problem areas. Is it clear? Problem areas you have to mention. And here also radiology lab, about radiology lab, the task that was completed, that is given. And here problem area, I mean, in any section, in whatever section, you face the problems. Or you haina ki sabaiमा problem लेख्नु पर्छ. It's not that in each you have to mention the problems. I mean, in whatever section you faced the problems. Okay, so that you have to mention. Now here, neonatal intensive care unit, here problems not given. MRI section, here problems not given. It means the writer didn't face any problems. Here, writer didn't face any problems. Here, okay, yeah, in MRI section, the writer faced the problems. So these problems, the problems are given in the last paragraph of MRI section. MRI section ko last paragraph problem diya cha. Haina? That is, in whatever section you face the problems, that you have to write. It's not that in all the section you have to mention problems. Did you understand? Huh?
Yes, sir.
तर दुईटै हुनुपर्छ है. The in periodic report, the tasks, always keep in mind, the tasks that you have completed, you have to describe those tasks, and the problems that you faced, that also you have to mention. Without completed task and without problems, that won't be periodic report. फेरि बिना प्रब्लमै लेखेन भने त्यो periodic report होइन. Problem त आउँछ, automatically आउँछ. So that you have to mention. But now I will give you one question on the basis of the same, okay, and that you have to complete. I'll give you the question. The question के हुन्छ त? See, related to this, Okay. Now progress report, and then progress report very similar to periodic report. So tomorrow I have planned to complete progress report and new release. दुईटे complete करने बोली, because progress report is very similar to periodic report. Very similar, sir. Some differences are there. And बोली अलग complete करने. यो कुन unit हो? 7. Oh, this is unit 7. Yes, this is unit 7. Now, question I'll write. Time change 7. Wait.